This is a short tutorial on doing a t-shirt. So I'm going to open my software. That's what I'm using. Came with my cutter. Seems to be pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open a document that I've already used. Go to cut. Change my dimensions to the 12-inch roll that I've got. Perfect. Alrighty, and then over here I've already got vinyl loaded in the cutter. You can see it right there and everything's set, so I'm going to hit the button here. Sorry, I'm trying to do all this at the same time. And tell it, yes, I do want you to proceed. And here we go. Alright, it's doing its thing. Alright, I'll let you guys come back to this one so you don't have to watch all this. It's kind of boring. Alright, we're summing it up here. It's just about cutting. And that's just a big old roll of vinyl shirt transfer stuff. It's just got a little razor blade in there that's just going all over the place, cutting and cutting and cutting. The tapping you hear is it raising and lowering the cutting blade on and off the surface as it moves from one piece of design to another. You can see some of the designs in there, I think. And after it finishes its job, my job begins of weeding it out. That'll be step 2. Step 1 is get it in the software and cut it. And then as soon as this is done, we'll go into step 2, which is weeding. Probably the least fun part. And we are done with step 1. See you for step 2. Alright, so this is weeding. So I use an X-Acto knife for this. And I'm just basically going to be picking all the parts of the design that are not needed. So you can see as I pull it away, I'm revealing the letters that are cut out. And you want to be careful because you can totally mess this up by pulling too fast, or if your machine didn't cut the right depth. So we got get the main parts off here, and then after we do the main parts, then you're gonna pick all the small parts, like the donuts out of the zeros and the O's and the A's. I call those the A-holes, because on small fonts they're really hard to do, and A-hole just works on multiple levels. You have to be careful too, things like the periods will come off, the dots on eyes, you'll pull those off a lot of times because they're usually smaller. And all this vinyl I'm pulling off, I'm just kind of sticking over on the side of my work area for now. And I've actually cut some lines in between the different text and stuff, so that way I can pull this off in smaller amounts instead of this being all one giant piece of scrap vinyl. And you may be able to see the line. There's a line here and there's a line here. I scored those in myself just to make this weeding process a little bit easier. And I love using this X-Acto knife to do this. It seems just to be the best, for me, the best tool for the job. And as I go, you'll start to see the design kind of pop out at you from just a big old sheet of white vinyl to actual designs and whatnot. This part up here has a lot of small lines in it, so I'm being a little bit more careful. Because some small mistakes you can fix, but some larger mistakes you have to go through and cut a whole new sheet, and that's very wasteful. And not only that, it's very time consuming. Probably starting to get the idea of what this t-shirt is going to look like when it's all done. And of course, everything on this sheet is backwards because you're going to put it on the shirt this way and then it'll become the right way. But you have to cut the vinyl this way, so it's a little confusing if you've never done it before, but all your shirts are going to be cut backwards, and then like vinyl stickers are not. You cut those regular because they go straight on a surface, but the vinyl t-shirts, the part you're cutting is the part that goes on, that goes against the shirt. So that's why you have to cut them backwards or mirrored, whichever term makes it easier to understand. So now getting all the, we got all the big stuff out of the way, so now it's time to start pulling the A holes and the O holes. And as you can see, some designs are pretty simple, and some, as you can see, could be super elaborate, and you know, you're talking from weed time of just a couple of minutes to some that might take you 30 or 45 minutes depending on the complexity. This one is a little complex, but not too bad, really. All the details are fairly decent in size, which makes it time consuming, yes, but difficult, not really. See, sometimes you gotta turn it over like this and look and make sure everything is looking right. Awesome. So I'm gonna get some of these letters out of here. So in this design, these letters are just outlines. So I'm gonna actually pull the letter out of the outline. Alright, I'll come back to you guys in a minute so you don't have to sit through all of this. Alright, it looks like we've got everything that needs to be removed. Oh, there's a piece. That's why you always want to double check before you say you're done. Always double check. Always double check. Alright, now from here, you just flip it over. Make sure everything looks right. That everything that needs to be removed has been removed. And now you can see what the actual design looks like. And I think that's everything there. Which brings us to step 3, which is putting it on the t-shirt. So we'll be back for that one. Alright, so we got to get the shirt aligned in our clamshell press here. And it's heating up, as you can see. And then before we press the design, we're going to pull this thing down and press the shirt, making sure the surface is ready for the print and also to get any moisture out of it. Alright, next we just lined the print up on the t-shirt. First off, we want to make sure that the t-shirt is on there straight, so we measure it side to side, front to back, and make sure we align it onto the clamshell here as straight as possible, because if the shirt is not on here straight, then you're not going to be able to get the print on the shirt straight. So that's the process we're at now. We're still waiting for the oven to heat up. We're at 250 degrees. We need 325 degrees to cook this vinyl onto here. So we'll come back as soon as the clamshell is fully heated, and then we'll finish up this shirt. Alright, we are at the right temperature. So now we've done everything. We've cut the graphics, or cut the vinyl. We've weeded out all the vinyl we are not using for this graphic. We've lined up the t-shirt. We pressed the t-shirt, just the t-shirt, to get any moisture out and to make sure it's a nice flat surface. We've lined the graphic onto the t-shirt and let the heat press warm up. Now it's time to make a t-shirt. So we're going to pull this down, lock it into place. It's going to count down. 2, 1. I usually give it a couple of seconds extra. And up we go. We're not printing anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And from here, you're just going to grab the corner of this design, pull off that protective film, and we have a t-shirt all done. So here's our finished t-shirt. You can see it's part of the vinyl is now part of the shirt. It's cooked into the fabric. You can hardly feel it. It's just like a little bit smoother than the cloth itself. And this will be able to be worn and washed for many different cycles. So that is how you make a shirt.